One of the most powerful traps in the game, if abused correctly, is free to play Powersink Stone. We are abusing it in Triamids. It negates everything on the field. They can't even activate their effects on the field. Let's go. YouTube. Triamids. Wow, what are we doing with Triamids? We are abusing Powersink Stone. Where is this obtainable? This is obtainable in ranked duels. It's a rare card. It is so easily obtainable. And it's such an incredibly powerful card. If you master the power of the Powersink Stone, you could beat nearly anything. Epic, dark, fantasy, Raid Shadow Legends, a free-to-play RPG that you could download using my link for mobile or PC. Out of 16 different factions, my favorite are the Demon Spawn because, well, look at them! Infernal Baroness is my favorite champion at the moment that could easily solo due to her healing and debuffs. And my favorite part of Raid is the PvP battles. Let's hop into a quick arena battle. Over 9,000 power versus our 8,500. Hajime! I'm gonna open up with Clinging Dark, which will reduce attack. There's a 50% chance for it to land. Lands on 2, takes out 1. Finish him! So what's new for Raid in September? No more will you feel left behind, as you could start competing right away with the newly released Forge, which allows you to save time on crafting top quality artifacts. That's in addition to a new huge champion update, tweaking and rebalancing over 20 different champions to make PvP arena battles even more competitive. Support my channel by downloading Raid Shadow Legends through my links below to receive the limited time new player benefits of 3 Ancient Shards, 1 Energy Refill, 100k Silver, and a free champion, the Executioner. Make sure to collect your rewards here within 30 days only. What are you waiting for? Download Raid today! What does it do? It's a continuous trap. Every time a monster effect is activated, does not matter where, if a monster effect is activated, you put a spellstone counter on the card. It could hold a maximum of 2. When it has 2 spellstone counters, all face-up monsters on the field cannot activate their effects, and their continuous effects are negated. Can't activate and they're negated. So think of all of the decks where this would be amazing against if you can consistently activate this card, which this deck could do, consistently activate it. And what and how do you do it? So what you want to do is also during the end phase, the spell counters get removed off, so it's not a permanent thing. It's not like a skill drain forever. Triamids very easily activate their effects on your opponent's turn. So what you do is you set the Power Stone in their draw phase, flip it up. Then, after it resolves, do not chain to your own Powersink Stone. You do want your toggle on to do everything I'm saying. You then activate one of your Triamids to play a field spell from the deck over the field spell you have. Now it's got 1 counter. Then, do not chain, no chains, all separate chains. Activate another Triamid, because you have 2 on the field thanks to Hunter or your King Golem getting 2 on the field. Play another field spell onto the field from the deck, which puts double counter on the Powersink Stone. And just like that, your opponent is completely negated until the end phase. They cannot activate any monster effects in the field. They cannot have any continuous effects like Cocytus on the field being protected from a card like the Pulse not being able to destroy it. It's completely negated. So you pretty much win against a lot of decks automatically by just opening up the Powersink Stone. Cosmic Cyclone is a big counter to Triamids, so that's a great reason to use Powersink Stone because it is such a dangerous card for your opponent. They're now going to use Cosmic Cyclone onto your Powersink Stone instead of your field spells. Now, if you're questioning the reason for the ratios here, you could play any amount of Fortress you want. You could play 2 to 3. It don't matter. You could play 2 Cruiser if you are free to play, don't have a third one. The deck will still work. You could drop your Dancers down to 2 or 1. You could even drop your Master down to 2, and you will still be guaranteed to open up a monster in spell. But I have it set up to not guarantee a trap in the opening hand with balance, and that is the reason because I want to consistently open up multiple monsters or multiple spells, which is greatly increased. It's about a 60% chance each to open up double spell or double monster, which is increased much more if you go second. So we are not guaranteed a trap in the opening hand, but Powersink is not as good unless you have 2 monsters on the field. So I don't want to guaranteed open up a Powersink Stone, then summon a single monster with a field spell and really not be able to do too much with it. Pulse, which I'm using next to the stone, can summon your monsters from the graveyard, can pop cards on the field that are face up, or return your field spells back on the deck. It's an incredible card. It's also free to play. It's at the card trader. So the back row is completely free to play, and the only cards you really need to go in on is try to at least get 2 Cruiser from the Guardians of Rock mini box, and then try to get at least 2 Master. You don't even need a 3rd Master, you really don't, from the Guardians of Rock. And then it's optimal. You only need 1 Sphinx. Grab 1 Sphinx from the Arena Sanctuary. So 2 Cruiser, 1 Master, 1 Sphinx, and you have a really good free-to-play version of this deck, and then slowly build towards trying to get your 3rd Cruiser and maybe a 2nd Master, and then you too could pretty much play this deck. The Trishula is completely optional. I never really summon it. I summoned it once when we had a Lava Golem. You have to have 3 different monsters on your side of the field, banish them to summon this. So it's really good if your monsters are floodgated or you get Lava Golemed and you want to get Lava Golem off the field. But out of maybe like, I don't know, I think we probably did 50 duels today and I summoned it once. So not needed completely, and you'd only play 1. 1's all you need. And that is pretty much the deck. A quick rundown of the Triamids. The boss monster Sphinx is here. It makes the deck so much better. You search for it from your deck with a Cruiser on the field being sent to the graveyard. And what you do is basically if you have a Cruiser or any field spell on the field with a Triamid on the field, let's say we have 2 Triamids, we activate, send a field spell to the graveyard for the Cruiser, then play another field spell from the deck over the Cruiser, then you search for the Sphinx. Now, why are you searching for this on your opponent's turn? If your Triamid monster, back row, or field spell are destroyed by battle or card effect, you get to summon the Sphinx. The Sphinx is plus 500 per different field spell in the graveyard, and it says your opponent cannot attack your other monsters. They have to attack the Sphinx. So it'll protect all your Triamids. Just focus on getting it with the Cruiser. All of them, like I said, have the effect to play a field spell from your deck over your current one on your opponent's turn. So when Cruiser's sent to the graveyard, you search for a monster. When King Golem's sent to the graveyard, you could summon a monster from the hand. And when Fortress is sent to the graveyard, you could add a monster from the graveyard to the hand. And when Fortress is face up on the field, your monsters can't be destroyed by card effects. When King Golem's on the field, your monsters, when battling, your opponent cannot activate any card effects. Stop a Kiteroid, Sphere, Kribo. Cruiser on the field, when you normal summon a Triamid, you'll draw a card, discard a card, also gain 500 life. Master will send, including itself, any Triamid face-up card to destroy a set card in the field. Hunter will allow an additional summon, and Dancer will return your cards in the graveyard back in the deck, boosting up your monsters permanently. And that's pretty much the deck. Love the deck. Love Powersink Stone, highly abusable, negate the entire field better than a Madame, because with Madame they could still attempt to activate their effect even if they're negated. This says no activation, completely negated, have at it, fools! Let's get to it. Opening up the Powersink with 2 Triamids is amazing. Basically, if your opponent activates an effect on the field, you could chain both of your Triamids to negate their monster. Straight up negate. If he were to summon a rod, you could activate both of your monsters to negate the rod like a fiendish chain. Just like that. All right, let's go. But because it is against a Witchcrafter deck, we want to activate the stone early in the draw phase, because if he summons a Witchcrafter and we were to chain our effects to the Witchcrafter summon, the Witchcrafter at any moment could chain tribute off the field. But the thing is, against Witchcrafters, if you get the Powersink active and negating right away, then they cannot activate their Witchcrafter effects on the fields. They can't even activate it. So flip up the Power Stone early.
Right there.
You have to let it resolve. So do not misplay here. You have to activate the Powersink, let it resolve, activate the Hunter, let it resolve, 1 counter on the Powersink, then activate the Triamid Master, and now the Powersink is negating the whole field. The field is negated, so now it should be showing it, right? Yep, there you go. My effects are negated, and so will his. His effects are no good, cannot be activated. Grab the Sphinx. Charge, Light Brigade, mill 3. If you were to grab a Lila, Lila has no effects. Lila cannot pop. Magical Stone Excavation. Grab the Charge, Light Brigade. Double charge against a Witchcrafter deck. That is so optimal. Are you seeing this pattern that the decks are, the top tier decks, tier 1, are opening optimally? Optimal openers with multiple Cosmic Cyclones, Neos Fusion, Invocation, double charge Light Brigade, Witchcrafter. That's nearly an unbeatable deck. But with the Powersink, we could do it. Show of Nightmares. A third charge of Light Brigade? Are you serious? What? Wait, is this even a Witchcrafter deck? I don't even think it's a Witchcrafter deck. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Magicalized Fusion. He's gonna mill. Let's go. Focus. Quintet Magician. Come forth to the field. It's not a Witchcrafter deck. We thought it was. Turn 1 Quintet Magician. On summon would activate to destroy the entire field. Our entire field would be destroyed, but Powersink negates. And while on the field, it cannot be destroyed by card effects, but it's negated. 2,600 damage. Activate, come forth, my Sphinx. Powersink stopping the Quintet Magician. I could not believe it. If it weren't for the Powersink, he could have summoned a Lila, pop our back row, then activate the Magicalized Fusion, but it's not possible. He could not Lila. Can we get big enough? Rip into a Dancer, boost up the field, 4,500 attack. Get to it. Now, wait. Why did he not negate with his Bacon Saver? Negate an attack, protect his Quintet Magician. Kiteroid, negate direct damage. You cannot negate my attacks with King Golem on the field. Guaranteed lethal. Let's go, Powersink. Imagine opening up with Quintet Magician, wipe the entire field, Bacon Saver and Kiteroid, and still losing. That's what happened. King Golem negates it all. Jaxal, ERP of history. Thank you, Jaxal. Lil Savage, thank you for the 5 months, 1 month away from shooting them laser beams. Dirty, what's up, Dkayed? I was wondering if you had any good advice for the Casey Cup Stage 2. I want to do really well this Casey Cup. Keep up the good work. I love this Duel Links community, and thank you for all that you do. I appreciate it. Perseverance, patience, not tilting, not getting angry. That's the most important thing. Also, learning before the Casey Cup, not during it, okay? If you end up learning through a Casey Cup, which you will inevitably be doing, that's going to be ideal for future Casey Cups. You want to do all your homework before. Watch the streams, watch the events, get learning, learn the toggles, learn the delays, learn the meta, learn all the interactions. Thank you, Dirty. Thank you. You're not getting a refund, boy. Not today. Master with the Spirit Master. Okay, so let's focus on this. Let's whip out the Master. We'll draw and discard. Get drawing, get discarded. Wow, I will discard. I want to discard the Dancer because I want the Dancer to be summoned off of the effect of the Pulse. That would be really good. So we send the Cruiser, summon, he takes us out. We have multiple back row. Let's do it. Chicken Dance is here. Toggle on. Let's go. Check for a quick play spell. Check it. Check it. Check it. Powersink. Okay. Master. Now we'll play a King Golem. Cruiser, get cruising. Now for the Cruiser, I think I might want to just grab another Master, honestly. I think we'll just pop and we'll chill, okay? I don't think we'll regret it, will we? We'll just grab a Sphinx anyway. You want to be safe? Fine. I don't really see him winning this. Pulse. Let's get pulsing. We'll take her out. Even though we could have potentially just waited. She's not posing too much of a threat, but taking out a back row. We'll chill with the stone. Get stoning. Come out. Come on out. Shiranui Samurai. Okay. He can still banish and pop. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I was not expecting this, but this did work out really well. Okay, good. And now he's negated. You're boosted, now you're not. Ba-boost, no ba-boost. Popping my field spell. You what, mate? King Golem activates.
I use a field
Come
spell.
forth. I guess we'll chain link 2, summon it.
I caught you. I activate my monster
Okay,
effect.
come forth. Now the Sphinx is negated, so he can attack into
I'll flip
the Master.
I special summon a monster.
Go.
It's fine. Bunny, she could have banished the Sphinx, you fool. So it's very interesting. You lose the boost, but you still have the ability to banish.
There.
Very interesting.
Continuous trap.
Now,
Here I go.
what will you do?
Stone back to us. Dancer get dancing.
How about this?
Get a boosting.
I activate.
So we gain 500 and lose 500. Amazing. And then we win. It's that easy. All right.
Yours finished.
Got him.
I attack you directly with my monster.
Let's go. Yeah. Okay. We're only playing 2 Fortress. The screenshot's a lie, by the way. So check for a quick play spell, and he don't have it, so we're good. There isn't always the play to do. There's options. There's options of plays you could do. There isn't usually going to be one single play that you should activate your effect in the draw phase, that you should flip up your pulse or get it ready to pulse, or you should flip up your power sync early, or you should activate your effects at all. It's all up in the air, and that's why I really like this deck. Lots of options, lots of opportunities. Is this deck cog-worthy? Of course it is. Uh-oh, Nobleman. What is that? That is if destroyed by battle. Descendant. Well, we're protected from destruction. Unless you're going for the field spell. Someone didn't read. Oopsie. So that did nothing. Thank you. Nothing at all. Useless. He's attacking. Nope, not attacking. Okay. Master, send the Fortress, play a cruiser. Then what Master will send the cruiser, and we will get popping on that back row.
I draw.
Normally, you do not want to pop back row unless you see right there in the draw phase and the standby phase, his back row is chainable. If the back row is chainable and you have a King Golem on the field, normally you don't want to destroy it unless you have extra monsters to summon. You just want to go to the battle phase. We don't have a King Golem, and we have a Fortress in the hand. By having a Fortress in the hand, I think it's good to get popping. Now, we could attempt to draw with the Dancer first, or we could try to pop with the Master first, then summon the Dancer, which I think I'll opt to do that. I'm not in a hurry. I don't think we really need to use the Cruiser effect to gain 500 and draw that badly. And if the back row's chainable, if it's a Canadia, we could flip our monster back up.
I don't think so.
Rite of Spirit. Wow, okay. Interesting.
Come to me.
Cruiser, get cruising. And it's even better that we have a Hunter. Or even a Sphinx could be decent here. I'm gonna grab Hunter. We could negate the Descendant. Does he even know that? Okay, so right now we could activate. We could set the Fortress, then activate it. So we check that back row. The back row card's not activatable. Flip it up.
I flip over my
Back row card's not, so it's not bad aim, it's not Canadia, it's not Econ. But you know what it could be? It could be a wall disruption. We just read it. So it being a potential wall disruption means maybe we should not attack. What do you think about that? Dancer get a boostin'. We'll return the Fortress because we only have 2 Fortresses. We'll set the power sync. And I'm not going to attack. Instead, I'm going to negate his Descendant if he chooses to activate. Let's check for a quick play spell in the draw phase. We have the toggle off. Okay, good. Now we could flip up the power sync. Let it resolve. It has to resolve. Then it resolves. Then we could Dancer
How careless.
for a Cruiser. And now we can negate the Descendant. Well, he don't know that. Don't tell him.
From my hand.
Necro Valley.
Activates.
Whoa, Nilly. It's intense music.
Activates.
Negate. This is a negate. It's not going to pop anything. I'll even activate that one, okay? I'll activate this one, actually.
Hold it right there. I activate my monster's effect.
Now, you might be thinking, Dkayed, play Fortress in the deck. Do it! You don't need to. King Golem. Boom! Negate! And we could get cruising on into... He's got something activatable. It's another Rite of Spirit. Remember, it wasn't activatable, now it is because he has a monster in the graveyard. We just found it out. Easy. Read the back row, read the delays. Now we know exactly what the back row is. It wasn't activatable, now it's activatable, so it's gotta be a Rite of Spirit.
Face down card.
We're not making lucky guesses here, okay? We know what's going on.
Yourself.
The Descendant is negated.
How careless.
Powersink back to no longer negating the fields.
I draw.
Dancer, get dancing.
Monster's effect.
Boost. But the Necroval is here, so that's fine. No boost. Okay, we were kidding. It was a joke. King Golem is negating,
Let's battle.
so we will just get popping. Boom.
How's this? I attack with my monster.
Boom.
You're finished. My monster attacks.
Ba-boom.
I attack with my monster.
Let's go. Now, if he draws a monster effect, I don't even have to preemptively do the effect. So if he drew a monster, I could activate both of my effects. I could go double effect, and then it will negate a monster, a trigger effect, a rod, anything. So we're checking for a quick play, but let me show you what that would look like, because I do think he's gonna surrender right now. So if he summons a rod, he activates, I could do this. Ready?
Hold it right there.
Activates,
I activate.
activates,
Hold it right there.
okay?
I activate my
So-
monster's effect.
That's gonna play just one field spell. One field spell coming up. And then it's going to negate his rod or invoker. Invoker negated, rod negated. It's not gonna work against witchcrafters though, because they have a quick play, they could dodge. Okay? Headman, you're negated.
Got you.
Wow, we actually had the play to show you, but I didn't think he'd have it. I forgot about Headman existing. Wow, we messed up our own great demonstration. King Golem,
And I use a
Nah.
field spell. Here I go.
let's go.
Let's battle.
I did not expect a Headman.
Sorry.
We should have waited to show you that it works. Let's go. Headman on summon would summon a Gravekeeper from the grave, which we could have negated by double activating to negate. So they're Chainlink 1, I'm Chainlink 2, I'm Chainlink 3, Chainlink 3, resolve, play a field spell, Chainlink 2, resolve, no effect because we don't have that field spell. Power Stone's now at 2 counters, Chainlink 1, negated. Let's go.